everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Angela and this is My Precious Yarnery. Today we're going to do this sweater. Now, I seen this sweater on Temu, not this exact sweater, but this thing, this what got my inspiration. I was like, no, I gotta do one. And I promised to do a granny square sweater tutorial. So let's talk about the yarn, and then I'm going to talk about the sizing, because I just did it to my size. So the yarn I used, now you can use individual yarns. I wanted all my squares to be different. And you could do a 4-weight, 3-weight. I used a 3-weight, and I used Magic Light Pastels, and the number is 80371. And then for the white, I used an ecru color. I used Baby Elite. Now you can't buy that on ice anymore, but it's just a 3-weight anti-pilling yarn. So you can get, or you don't even have to use anti-pilling if you don't want to. This is not anti-pilling. I wanted all my squares. Well, that one turned out pretty much a square, but to be different. And I love the colors in it. And I really wanted to use that yarn anyways, because I kept staring at it. So that's what I use. But you can use different yarns, different colors. You can use one color yarn. You can do whatever you want. It's your sweater. Now, for the sizing, I took, and I will put the numbers in the description box, how many chains I did and everything. For the back, I did a chain because it's just, this is the herringbone, double crochet herringbone. I took a chain and measured it to the biggest part of my body, you can do it to your body, either breast, hips, stomach, whatever. And that's how I got how wide it needed to be. Now, to know about the squares, I knew I needed my neckline to be approximately 3 inches, my neckline up here. So I made my squares, I did a four rounds of squares, and then 1 round of the ecru, the white, the ecru color of the Baby Elite. Now, if you need it to be bigger, you can do more rounds. You need it to be smaller, do less rounds. That's basically how, and you just go with that. And then how long I wanted it, I knew I wanted a long one. So this one goes to my knees. So I did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 squares on each side. I put it together, and before I got my back done, I put all my squares together, and I show you how to put the squares together. I did not show you how to do a granny square. There's much better teachers out there that can show you how to do a granny square. And then that's how long I needed my back piece to be. Very simple, I think, in my mind. Now, another thing how you can get the right size for you is go get one of your other, if you have a large cardigan like this. And yeah, so this is a little big on me, but it's light because it's a 3-weight yarn. So it's about, I'd say about a large, maybe a little bit more, an extra large. I like my clothes really loose. So, and then I show you how to do the arms and the trim. It's very simple. I hope you all understand that. Now, another thing I did, I was designing this as I was filming it. And usually I do one arm and then I do the other, but I didn't. I filmed it when I was doing the first arm. I said for this hole, when I was showing you how to measure it, I said to do it about, not for you to do it, but to measure your arm. And I wanted it bigger. So I did 8.5. Well, it was too big. So I ended up sewing another inch. So it's about a 7.5 right here. So that is more than enough. Lots of room for my arm. So I think that's about it. I put my numbers, how much yarn I used, how much, and I did the same yarn I did for the squares I did for my trim. And it's a very simple half double crochet trim. I hope you enjoy the tutorial. Like I said, I didn't, I did it as I went. I just winged it around here. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoy the tutorial and I will see you soon. Bye, everyone. So we're going to do this stitch for the back piece of this sweater. It's called the herringbone stitch. And the stitch count is any stitch count plus 1 of what you need. So I am just going to do a small sample of it. And then I'm going to show you how to put the squares together. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So I got 12. Very simple. Now, I am definitely going to be working in the back row because I'm not going to put a trim on the bottom of this. So I want that to look nice. So in the second stitch from the hook, you insert your hook into the back bumps. Bring a loop up and go through the second loop from your hook. Now you have 2 on there. Wrap your yarn, go through 1. Wrap your yarn, go through both. And again, we're going to go through the back loop and then not wrap your yarn, but you're going to go through the second loop. So it makes you have 2 loops on your hook. Wrap your yarn, go through 1, wrap your yarn, go through 2. And do that all the way across. It's simple, but it takes a minute to get used to. And it looks amazing. So just keep going the same way all the way across, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I'm on my last one. I'm just going to insert my hook, go through the first loop, wrap my yarn, go through 1, wrap my yarn, go through 2. And that's how it'll look. Now I'm going to chain 2. It doesn't count as anything, and I will show you what you get. You get a lump over here, which is fine because you're going to sew anyways, and you're not going to notice it once the sweater's together. Do you see that? Which is fine. The reason why I do this is because I don't want to fight to find my last loop, my last stitch. So you go right into the first one and do the same thing. And you work in every stitch. All the way across. Very simple, very easy. Okay, so you just make it all the way across. All the animals are quiet today. Can you believe it? I can't. It's a beautiful, cool, it feels like fall out there already. Okay. Almost there. I want to do one more row so you know what I mean about not. So my last stitch is right there. So I'm going to do one more row. But first I'm going to show you how I turn. You chain 2, turn your work, and go right into your first stitch. And that's all there is. I'm going to meet you over here to show you what I mean. Okay, so as you see, right in here, get my little pointer. There's my last stitch, right in there. This right here is my turning chain. So I'm only going to go into my last stitch. And that's it. And I'll chain 2 and turn. See, you get that little hump? That's okay. Don't worry about it. I will be back to show you how to put the squares together. Okay, so I got one square here facing the wrong way I need it to face. All my ends are sewn in. And I'm going to put one row around with the ecru. So how I do this, and you can do this any way you want. You can sew them together if you want or whatever. So I'm going to do a standing double crochet. So how you do that is you wrap your yarn, hold it, insert your hook in the corner, bring your loop through. You got 3 loops on your hook. Wrap your yarn, go through 2. Wrap your yarn, go through 2. And you will have your first double crochet. So I'll chain 2 and then I'll do 3 double crochets. So when I come back around, I only have to finish my corner. I would have to do 2 more double crochets. So I chain 1. Let me fix my camera here. I chain 1. And then I go right into the next space to do 3 double crochets. And I'll meet you all the way when you get done this. We'll have to start another one. Okay, so I am almost done. I need to finish my corner off, and that's with 2 double crochets. And then I find where I started, I pull it, and it go right into there. And I slip stitch, chain 1, and cut my yarn. Now I'm going to do another one till I have to put it together, and I'll show you how I put them together. So I'll get it all ready to go. And you heard the rooster. Okay, so I'm going to attach it using this side because this side is the corner is almost done. So I'm going to do my 3 double crochets in this stitch. Now I'm going to chain 1, and I got to go through the corner, make sure that this one is facing up, this square. So I'm going to go through the corner going down into the hole, wrap my yarn, bring my yarn through, and just slip stitch. I'm going to chain 1 again and do 3 double crochets. And then I'm going to chain 1, go into this one again, going down, bring your yarn up, slip stitch, and go right into the next hole. Do my 3 double crochets. Chain 1, go into my next one, going downwards, bring my yarn up, slip stitch, and that's it. That's how you put them together. Simple. I didn't want to sew this. I actually wanted to put them together like this, but you can. Okay, so into again. So yeah, you can absolutely sew them if that's what you want to do. Now, the number that I'm doing 12 on each side. That all depends on your measurements, and each person will be different, which is fine. If you need it to be bigger, I only did 4 4 rows of the color and 1 row of the ecru, and that made it so it was a good size for me. So let's do the corner again before I go on. Chain 1, go into the corner, bring your stitch, chain 1 again, 1 before and 1 after, and then 3 double crochets, and you just keep going on. You're already attached, you can just keep going. Okay, so it only, how I figured it out, and I hope I explained this before, and I'm sure I did. I came up with what size I needed with my back piece. And because you got to do that with the width of the biggest part of your front, and you go for the width, whether it be your chest, your hips, your stomach. And then I will show you again. Just let me get this done, because, can't do 2 things at once. Okay. And then I'm going to do my 2 double crochets, find where I need to put it in, right in there, and slip stitch, chain 1, cut my yarn, pull it through. So with my back piece, which I just have it right here, I'm not done it, I figured out the length of it, how wide I needed it. And then you can't see it much here. And then what it would take for me to have about 3 to 4 inches in the center for my neckline. So this is the size I needed it. 2 squares with basically 5 rounds in it. And that's including the ecru. So that's how I did it. Everybody will be different. Whether you needed smaller squares, bigger squares, you can add more color, or you can add 2 to 3 rows of the ecru. Whatever works. And also, I'm going to be doing 12 on each side. So that goes to almost my knees. So that's how big my how long my back piece needs to go. You do not need to go that long. You can go way shorter if you want. It's all up to you. Okay, so this is my front piece. I have to I'm just doing 2, 2, 2 all the way down. I'm doing 12 altogether. I'm going to put this one on, and then I'm going to come back and show you how I do this one so you can see how I put my corners together. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got my 3 together. Now this one, the reason why this one's a little different is you got to do both 2 sides. And in this corner, you have to attach it to this corner, and you have to attach it to this corner. So I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to get all ready to do that and show you. Okay, so my first is I'm going to do my 3 double crochets in here. Hope you can see all this. Chain 1, and I'm going to attach it down here. Chain 1, and then do my other 3 double crochets. So now I have to go all the way up, and I'll meet you up here after I attach this side. Okay, so I have half my corner done and my 1 chain, not my 2, and I'm going to show you how I put it together. Now, if you find an easier way, by all means, you go for it. So I go into this square, which is this bottom one. It has to attach there from the top down. And then I go into this top square at the corner, bring in my loop, chain 1. Oh, something's going on out there. And do 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then go right into my next space and then keep going. So that's it. That's how I put my squares together. I'm not going to go on to show you how to do that. You know how to do that. And I'll meet you back here. I'll meet you back here to show you how I put it all together. Okay, as you can see, I have it all laid out. My good sides are facing each other. And then I have stitch markers all the way up both sides. And this is the top. I'm going to be sewing all the top. This is my arm. I have 8.5 inches for my arm here because I want it a little baggy. And then all down here is all going to be sewn. Now, if you need a bigger hole for your arms or whatever you want for your arms, you make it that size. So once we got it sewn together, we still have arms and trim to do. And we'll be back to do that. That's a good start, eh? Did you hear him? So I have it all sewn together, and here's my sleeve. I have it the right side in now, like facing the right way. So I'm going to start inside there. So I just get my yarn. And you can attach it any way you would like, but this is how I'm going to do it. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick a little stitch and just like if I was doing a regular herringbone. So I wrap my yarn, I put it through, bring my yarn through, and then pull it through the first loop, wrap my yarn, pull through one, wrap my yarn, pull through two. And that would be like a standing herringbone. And then I just try to even out all my, oh, that's wrong. We're just going to do herringbone stitches all the way around. Get some yarn, and I'm going to do this all the way along, and I'm not going to forget so in this side where my squares are, I'm just going to put it in those 3 stitches in my granny stitch, and then put one in the center, and then I'll work my way around till I get to this side, and I'm just going to try and even them out as much as I can, as nicely as I can. Work it all the way around. Wow, it's not morning, guys. Work it all the way around, and I'll meet you at the other side to show you how I restarted it. Okay, I'll meet you on the other side. Okay, I made it all the way around, and I'm going to slip stitch in the top of my first and I'm going to chain 2. So I slip stitched on the top of my first herringbone stitch. I chain 2, and in that same stitch I'm going to put another herringbone stitch. And that's how I'm going to do my arms. Now, I don't know how many rows I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep trying it on, and that's what I recommend you do. Keep trying it on. I will be putting a little bit of a trim on, not much. So probably about that much. So I want to keep it low. Like I want it to go to at least to my wrist. Okay, guys, I'll see you when I get done this one. Okay, so I'm done the sleeve. I end up doing 30 rows. Now, you just keep trying it on to where so it would be like right to here. So you can put a little bit of a trim on it. That's what I'm doing anyways. So now I did my last stitch. I'm going to attach it. I'm only going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn my work. And now I'm going to decrease, but I'm going to use half double crochets to do it. So my first one I'm going to do every other one. So half double crochet in the first stitch, and then how I do my decreases, act like I'm going to do a half double crochet, but then I go in my next stitch 2 and bring a loop up, so I have 4 loops on my hook, and then wrap my yarn, pull through all 4. So then I do a regular half double crochet, and then I do my decrease in my next 2, and I do this all the way around. So just keep doing this until you hit the other side, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I made it all the way around. I'm going to slip stitch in my first stitch, chain 1 and turn. Now I still want that a little bit smaller. Now you can just keep checking by just putting your wrist in and see how tight it is. I don't want it tight, but I want it, you know. So this time I'm going to do a half double crochet in the first stitch, another half double crochet, and then my decrease. So it's going to be 2 half double crochets and then my decrease. 2 half double crochets and then my decrease. Do that all the way around, and I'll meet you at when it's time to attach. Okay, so I made it all the way around. I'm going to attach my slip stitch it, chain 1, and then I'm going to cut it so that it be it for this color, and then I'm going to bring the color in that I did my squares. And I'm going to attach it right where in that same stitch, as I'm going to do a standing half double crochet. So I wrap my yarn and put it in the same stitch that I slip stitched in, pull my yarn through, wrap my yarn, and pull through all 3. Well, that didn't work out. Let's try that again. Wrap my yarn. I swear, it's actually really easy. My hands just don't want to work today. So wrap my yarn, I hold it, insert my hook, pull it through, wrap my yarn, and pull through all 3 stitches. So I'm only going to half double crochet all the way around. And that's it. And then I'm going to do this probably 4 times, 4 times, depending how it looks. Let me tell you a secret, guys. I just wing it. And usually I do the other sleeve first, and then I do my second sleeve on, then I tape my second sleeve. I didn't do it this time. So we're just doing it as we go, guys. So you go all the way around. And I'll meet you on the other side. Meet you over here. Okay, so I made it all the way around. I'm going to slip stitch in my first stitch, chain 1, and turn my work. Slip stitch in your first stitch, and just do half double crochet in your first stitch. And then it's just going to be another row of half double crochets. That's how I'm doing the trim. Now you go ahead and put as many rows as you want in. I think I'm going to just do probably, I want to end up doing facing me. I don't want, so the stitches This will be the good side of the stitch. So maybe just 2 rows. It looks pretty good. And it's, I don't want a big trim on the sleeves. So this will be my last row. Yep, made that decision right now. Now you can do as many as you want. This is what I'm doing. And that's it. And then you slip stitch. That looks good. Chain 1. Cut my yarn. And the sleeve's done. Finish doing your other sleeve. And then your sleeve's done. Now listen, I'm going to show you how I'm going to be doing my trim now. Now at first I wasn't going to do a trim at the bottom. Now I am. So this is the bottom. I'm going to attach my yarn, and I'm only doing half double crochets. So attach my yarn with the slip knot. I'm going to just attach it right in there, right where there's the chain 1 space. And then I'm going to work my way around. Now I have the good side facing me. So you're going to do this all the way around. You're not, and I'm going to do a few rows. But for the corners, we're not going to stop it at the corners. We're just going to do, I want you to put 3 half double crochets in the corner. And that will get you around the corner. And then when you turn around and come back in the middle one, you're going to put 3 half double crochets in that to get you around that corner. But I will come back and show you how to do that. So we're just going to do half double crochets all the way around your sweater. And then you're going to half double crochet in your granny stitch, half double crochet in your chain 1 space. You're going to, when you reach all the way around here, you're just going to half double crochet in wherever you can get your hook in, pretty much right in there, half double crochet in there, all the way around, even around the collar. Let's see, where's my collar? So there's my collar. I'm going to half double crochet all the way along, all the way around. I'll be back to show you how to do the corners after you do 1 row. I just want to say that this is not a corner. This is just, you're going to do your half double crochet, and then you have a spot in here where your corner is of your granny square. So you only put 1 in there, and then you go right into here. So this is not like a regular corner, guys. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so we made it all the way around for the first round, and I'm going to slip stitch, chain 1, turn, and in that same stitch I'm going to just half double crochet, and then you half double crochet all the way around. And I will meet you at the corner. Okay guys, I'm at the corner here, and I have 3 stitches in there. So the first stitch is just going to get a regular half double crochet. The second stitch is going to get 3 half double crochets. And then the last stitch in there is just going to get 1 half double crochet. And then you're going to just keep going all the way around. Now I'm going to be doing 1 more row. So altogether I'll have 3 rows of the half double crochet, and then that be done. Once I'm at that, I will slip stitch together, chain 1, and cut off, and that will be it for this tutorial. I hope you all have a good day. Bye everyone.